While he's getting his info ready, I'd like to, we're going to introduce Derek Jones coming to us from our gold sponsor, Clearcare Online. Derek comes from an experience of running a number of home care agencies and helped launch 50 offices around the country at a national franchise brand. He's now transitioned to Clearcare, and he's going to share a bit about some of the things that we're seeing in our industry with respect to tech things, and I'll let him take it away. Please welcome up Derek Jones.
Thank you for having us, Cameron, Erica. This is amazing. We attend maybe 50 conferences per year. For this to be your first event shows a sign of unity and a sign that you guys are coming together. This is really impressive. So thank you for having us. I have 20 minutes to cover a lot of material, so I want to dive in. We're not running a demo here today. You can do that. Lila's at the table. Lila Cantor, we have a lot of, if you're a Clearcare customer, raise your hand. So we have about a third, maybe 40% of the folks in the room, so a lot of customers. We wanted to make the presentation relevant to everybody. So what we wanted to do is dive in and show you what's new with Clearcare, but also some of the things we're seeing with respect to technology in our industry. A lot has happened in the last 12 months, and being that you guys are based out of California, you're at the epicenter of most of this change. So we want to make sure you're aware of it, and that you're prepared to compete with some of the new competitors that are in the market. Cameron mentioned a little bit about me. You see a couple of my inspirations for joining the home care industry. As Cameron mentioned, I've been in your shoes. I've had to make payroll for startup agencies, and I also manage a group of regional home care agencies out of Philadelphia. I ultimately switched to the technology side, to Clearcare after 4 software migrations, and we actually had our own homegrown solution, which was the worst of them all. It was really bad. But my passion is helping small, medium businesses grow. And my promise to you is, even if you leave this presentation and you say, Clearcare is not for me, we have some things to give you today just by being here. And that's our passion, is to help you grow. For those of you who don't know, Clearcare is a software technology system. The core of the product is the telephony and scheduling. But what we'll talk about today is a lot of the new integrations that we've developed to tackle some really big problems that you guys are facing. We're based out of San Francisco. Across the street is Airbnb from us. When I walk to the office, we pass Uber, Square, Twitter, so we're right in the heart of Silicon Valley. True software technology company that's supporting specifically private duty home care. And this is the platform. We'll send the presentation out, but if you haven't taken a look at Clearcare in the last 12 months, there has been a lot of change. We've really stepped on the accelerator for product innovation. We're spending about $100,000 a week on product engineering on your behalf. Most of those changes come based on requests from you as owners. And every 2 weeks, we have an engineering cycle. And we're picking off little things, like this little button in this area, or I'd like this report. But the other half of what we're doing, especially over the last 12 months, is we've integrated, again, some of the things to help you tackle some of your biggest challenges. So I've highlighted a few of these. Everyone today, we're going to give away tens of thousands of dollars of marketing tools for you. Whether you're a customer or not, we'll cover those. We've invested in a caregiver marketplace. So we have tens of thousands of caregivers within the Clearcare platform. So if you're in a tight bind, you need a caregiver, you can dial up that database and see if there are any available caregivers. We've integrated employment screening. We do have a workers' comp product as well. That's all we do. We don't do any other insurance lines. And we developed that because we'll get into the WorkSafe Central product. We have a built-in caregiver safety program. So if you're a customer today and you're not aware of that product, you should come talk to us. It's free to turn on, but it drives caregiver safety best practices, and it drives credits to your workers' comp bottom line. Let's see. We've integrated electronic payments and the tax credit check program. For those of you who are in the room, you have 6 days left to file for tax credits for any caregivers you hired between January 1st, 2015 and August 30th of 2016. Many of you are sitting very likely on tens, maybe hundreds of thousands of dollars of tax credits that you're not aware of. So we're going to cover that. And if you're a customer of ours, even if you're not a customer, you can run and fill the form out. There's a paper form. But if you are and you're a customer, drop by the booth, we can get that turned on for you. We know 2015 was a challenging year. California is always more challenging, of course, because of licensure. You guys went through kind of a very unique situation, but We know that we lost the companionship exemption. Many of you now have obligations under the Affordable Care Act. It's tougher to get into hospitals, and we're seeing value-based purchasing really start to pick up. In fact, I think the latest stat from CMS shows that CMS is a $3 trillion budget, $600 billion of which is being spent on in-home services. 40% of those dollars are being earmarked towards value-based payments by the end of 2018. Today, they're at about 17%. So I think we're going to cover some of the changes in the technology in the industry. I know we've talked about, there's been some awesome presentations. It's also been eye-opening for us. But it's a great time to be in home care. I think we are the lowest cost provider of care serving this really high cost patient population. So I want to show you some of the things we're doing to try to help the industry out. Today, home care sits on the far your right. You know, is it frustrating when you go into a hospital and they kind of, I know, when I was actually flying out to interview with Clearcare, I was sitting next to a social worker. And I'd been in the home care industry, managed a $20 million operation, talking to a social worker, and she asked, well, what is home care? Do you guys cut the grass or clean the gutters out? That was her response. A social worker didn't even know the difference between home care and home health. That's still a stigma today, right? When you go in, home care is relatively not reimbursed, not recognized by the greater healthcare ecosystem. We want to change that. And so a couple updates that are very recent. Are any right-at-home agencies in the room? None today? So we have a collaboration with one of our national franchise partners, Right at Home, Harvard Medical School, and Clearcare. It's a 3-year research study to prove the impact of home care. As an industry, the reason we lack the ability to get into referral sources and to take our services and get reimbursed is because we lack data. Home health, hospice, all the other segments along the continuum of care have big data sets to prove the impact. So we had the first publication come out. It's a very simple program where the caregivers in the home at the end of the shifts are using the Clearcare technology to identify changes in their client's condition that are then escalated to the care manager and to a geriatrician at Harvard Medical School. The first publication came out and is showing absolutely that this non-medical caregiver, which by the way, I hope we need to have a whole breakout on that. We need to get rid of that term, right? We started using non-medical. It's kind of the reason we're on that other side of the healthcare continuum today. I know there's reasons for it. The term actually came after we did not want to be part of the regulation from Medicaid. So pros and cons to that. But we'll send out every member. We have the list. We're going to send out this publication. We are expecting to have the second publication out in mid-2017, where we will be comparing the outcomes over 300 agencies and about 10,000 patients against CMS's admissions and readmissions data. It will be the first large-scale research project in private duty home care. Doesn't matter if you're a customer or not. We want you to take this, to have a seat at the table for value-based purchasing, the ACOs, the MCOs, and any other of those types of networks that are hard for you to break into today. Clearcare also joined the Commonwealth Health Alliance. This is a national network of technology providers, because your hospital might use Epic, you might use Clearcare, or you might use another technology platform. But as clients are matriculating through the continuum of care, we're not able to pass that data off between providers. There's one network that's trying to tackle this. It's called the Commonwealth Health Alliance. We're a member, and we've begun the integration with the greater healthcare ecosystem. What that means for you is with that data set from Harvard Medical School and with the connection to the broader healthcare ecosystem, we would like to be known as the place that hospitals, SNFs, ALFs, send their referrals to the Clearcare network. That's our goal, is to be recognized, but then also be a provider network that they will come to because we have the connection with that ecosystem. Now let's dive into, I think, what's very relevant for especially California owners. Anybody heard of a couple companies like Honor and Home Hero? Great. A couple years ago when these companies first started to get started, they're home care companies, but they're tech first. And this is not a new trend. We've seen traditional home care companies be around for 20 or 30 years. These are just a couple of the brands. Put your logo and your founding date on the left side. We started to see some of these technology-based companies enter the space. This is the reason I left the provider space and joined the technology space, because I saw these technology companies coming Given other parallels, Uber, Airbnb, those companies are challenging existing models, large markets that have relatively been unchanged for decades. Home care is one of those. And I was concerned, and Clearcare was concerned, that we needed to make sure that our flank as an industry was protected, that these tech entrants who are coming in don't try to take an unfair share piece of the market. So we've seen a few of those companies pop up, and they are raising a lot of money. So Home Hero is a home care company based out of Santa Barbara. They have a location in San Francisco. They're billing about 1 million hours per year. They actually were billing 1 million hours per year, self-reported, but we have a lot of money for PR firm. They'll print whatever you tell them. Honor is a company we'll dive into as well, founded by a former Google mobile executive. They are a home care company. They are using technology. They are venture capital backed by some of the top venture capitalists in the world. And they are growing very quickly in their markets, and they have, most recently, they raised another $42 million. This was after the 20 or some million dollars that they already raised. And they've committed to moving to additional, what they call NFL cities, over the next 24 months. But they are in California, and they're moving up along the coast. This other company called Clearcare took a round of financing recently as well. And so what we want you to know, especially if you're a customer today, we are well capitalized. We're better capitalized than those companies. And we're investing over $100,000 a week to keep you ahead of the product innovation that these companies think they can leapfrog us with. Here's one of the companies, Home Hero. They've started out as a registry. I think today they're a hybrid. They've committed to moving their caregivers over to a W-2 model. Whatever you think about these guys, whatever you've heard about them, they've been in business for 3.5 years. They're smart people. They have chief medical officers on their staff. They have partners with Cedars-Sinai. And if you had 20-some million dollars in the bank, you would probably invest it in marketing, salespeople, et cetera. They have multiple locations. They're growing very rapidly. And one of their differentiators is that they post high-definition videos of caregivers on their website. Because they, and I've been in a couple presentations where they have actively mocked us as an industry. They say, now I have to do this, like when I paraphrase what they say, I'll do this. That way you know it's not me, you don't get mad at me, okay? So they say, all these home care companies, they claim transparency. But you go to their website and there's no pricing, and they tell me all these caregivers are really damn great, and I can't meet the caregiver until I sign the paperwork and commit to the rate. It's true. Most cases, that's true. They said that at the Aging 2.0 conference last year with about 1,000 people in the room, representatives from the largest home care companies in the world, including the top 10 franchise brands. Hard to rebuttal that. At my agency, that was very true. I can't speak for yours, but that was very true. They're providing transparency and technology. They're providing transparency of their rates online. Again, they're growing and scaling rapidly. Why do we bring these guys up? A year ago, they were kind of a blip on the radar. They're raising more money, and if you were the taxi industry, the first year that Uber raised money and started to move out of San Francisco, you would start paying attention, because the next year they were in 30 markets. The next year they were across the world, and now they're worth $40 billion. Home care is a massive market. These companies will not stop at anything. They will continue to raise lots of money. I've added this slide in actually this morning because we put up some Yelp reviews earlier in the session. Whatever you've heard about these guys, this is what actual customers are saying. When you Google home care in the Santa Barbara market, these guys come up front page. Okay, these guys come up and they have lots of great reviews. Honor is the other company. They were founded by a former Google mobile executive. If you go to their website, they say what makes them different, everything. They not only provide the technology, but they provide the care. They're using technology, especially if you're a Clearcare customer today, we've been using for years. And I'm going to show you some of the tools that we have that we've developed to put into your hands. It doesn't even matter if these companies aren't in your market. We want to give you the tools to compete. If they're not in your market, we'll give you tools just to compete with your local competitors. If you had $42 million in the bank, you probably would advertise. This is a screenshot from the BART line, an outdoor mall, and some other outdoor mall. We look online, they're outspending every home care company, including the national brands in the San Francisco East Bay market. Their one entity is spending more in online marketing to find clients and caregivers than all the other home care companies combined. They're reported after their first 16 months of operations to have about 400 clients. That is about the 18-year average for most home care companies. Self-reported. Forbes will write anything if you have a really good PR firm, is what we're finding. But their playbook is take market share first, profit second. Amazon didn't turn a profit until year 9. Uber, Airbnb, those companies are not profitable yet, right? But they don't have to be, and that's why we're making you aware of these folks. It directly informs Clearcare's product roadmap as well, which we'll touch on. All they have to do is prove success in one market and they can raise a lot more money, and that's what they did. They proved their market in the East Bay and San Francisco market, and they've already started to open up in the Dallas market right now. All they have to do is prove that market and they can expand to as many markets as they want. Capital is really cheap, especially in Silicon Valley. We also know from their tactics, the number one thing that's preventing your growth today is not clients, it's caregivers, based on what you've told Home Care Pulse the last 4 years. They're paying caregivers 20% more, they're offering equity, they're offering phenomenal benefits. They're getting leverage from technology. Again, they don't have to have profit margins. If we don't have profit margins, we go out of business today, right? These guys are here, they're growing, we want you to be aware of them. The good news is we want to show you what we've done in the last year to help you punch back, okay? The first thing, if you're a customer and you aren't aware of these video tools, come by, they're free. We spent tens of thousands of dollars creating tools to highlight this very same, not better technology that you have to compete with these competitors. We have the family room where family members can log in, they can see who's scheduled, they can pay their bill, they can see the tasks that were completed, they can even split a portion of the bill if the family members are in different states. We have that, you can add your logo to the video, the video costs us something, but we give it to our customers for free. We also, we have a number of videos, these are just 2. We also have integrated the employment screening process, including background checks. But one additional thing that we did is once you've run the background check, you can actively check the caregiver's Social Security, FBI, sex offender, and Medicare fraud database once per day for $1 per caregiver per month. Gives you some additional value propositions to tell referral sources, extra peace of mind, but then we give you it doesn't matter when you get that 90, maybe if you're lucky, 20 seconds with the social worker. We want you, when they ask you how you're different than the other home care companies in your market, we want to give you those tools so you can just press play. Or when you have to send an email to a client who comes through your website, we want to give you these tools. We also recently developed a mobile home safety assessment, completely free of charge. If you're a customer, come by and talk to us, we'll sign you up for it. The reason we created it is a little bit better way electronically to do a mobile home safety assessment. You can take pictures of problem areas and videos, you can send it to the social worker, to the family members. But kind of quietly on April 1st, fractured hip and knee was added to the bundled payment program by CMS. 400,000, Medicare recipients are being discharged per year for a full fractured hip and knee. So you're in these geographic areas, of which I think 8 are in the California market. Your social workers are now worrying about fractured hip and knee patients coming back into the hospital. Their reimbursement will be penalized. Go to the website, check it out, see if your local referral sources are affected by this, and if you're a customer, you have the mobile home safety assessment. What agencies are doing is they're going to the social workers saying, hey, give me all your fractured hip and knee discharges. I'll do a mobile home safety assessment to make sure the home is safe, prepared, so there are no rugs to be tripped, etc. And then of course, if the client has the means and the need, you're in the home, you can leave your marketing materials behind and you can sign those people up. We have a lot of agencies who are having a lot of success with that tactic. You also now have 6 days. Who's aware of the Work Opportunity Tax Credit Program? Okay, we have about 10% of the hands. Here's what you need to know. You have, the federal government gives you, as an agency, a tax credit between about $2,500 and $9,600 for hiring and putting caregivers to work. Now you need to hire them and put them to work between 120 and 400 hours. But the government goofed, they didn't actually approve the program for 2015. They approved the program in 2015 in February of 2016. Sounds like our government, right? Okay, so they said, oops, sorry, small businesses, we will give you an extension to have your caregivers fill out Form 8850 for any caregiver, because normally you have to have the caregiver sign that Form 8850 on or before they work their first hour of care. If you fill out the form after, caregiver is no longer eligible. You have 6 days to have your caregivers fill this out. Ask yourself, how many caregivers have you hired that worked at least 120 hours between Jan 1, 2015 and August 30th, 2016? Normally, about 20% of your caregiver hires are eligible. Many of you are sitting on a pile of tax credits right now. If you think the 6-day window is too late for you, don't worry about it. Put Form 8850 in your caregiver new hire packet, or if you're Clearcare, we'll turn it on for free. It automatically checks caregivers based on Social Security, date of birth, and place of residence. Come talk to us. We've integrated the process so it's paperless and it automatically submits to the state. Last thing I want to talk about, we integrated an integrated caregiver safety program. I've got like 2 minutes, so I'm going to talk very fast. Yep, I know. The history of this is agencies were telling us their margins were being hurt because of workers' comp, especially in the state of California. So we integrated, we actually brought in the largest insurance underwriters in the world, AIG being one of them, and built a caregiver safety program in coordination with our agency owners to give underwriters greater confidence in insuring your business. Then that case was so compelling, Clearcare built an insurance company inside the company, so we actually now offer a workers' comp insurance product. There are lots of great insurance products out there. If you don't use ours, you can still use the Integrated Caregiver Safety Program. It drives additional credits for any broker that you're working with. It gives you the strongest safety narrative for workers' comp anywhere. And so if you're a customer, come by and talk to us, we'll turn it on, it's absolutely free. I think we have 123 Home Care in the room. A couple members, yeah. 123 Home Care, they actually demoed with us twice. I think, I'll actually pick on you guys a little bit. They demoed with Clearcare twice over 2 years. They heard about our workers' comp product. They priced us out our workers' comp product next to their next closest competitor. We saved them $200,000 on their workers' comp, and they're a Clearcare customer today. Our gift to you is a marketing monthly program and collateral that you can add your logo to. We are blessed. It's National Alzheimer's Day today. Every month has a National Health Observance Month. There's Alzheimer's, ALS, Parkinson's. We've created this. This is poster size. You can add your logo to it, but that's just a poster. Every month, we professionally write and design marketing pieces that align up with the National Healthcare Observance themes. These are available. If you're a customer or not, doesn't matter. We want to help you grow. It's our gift to you for what you guys are doing. Right now, there's about 40 of these in the platform, and we actually we're adding, next week, we're adding new materials that align up with CMS's hospital readmission reduction program. So if you're trying to win referrals, COPD, heart attack, heart failure, pneumonia, fractured hip and knee, we have those, or those pieces of collateral are coming soon. Okay? This is what they look like. They're really well done. Those are free 99. Customer, not come by. All you have to do, we won't spam you, just come by. We'll send you an email with the marketing monthly materials, completely free for you guys. Okay, how do we get to come back next year? Everyone come by and sign up for the marketing monthly program. If you're a customer, we have a promotion. If you want to try the integrated payment processing, we're giving away a $500 gift card once you process $100 of credit cards. Enroll in the tax credit program, it's free. And if you're not a customer, we have a promotion for you too. If you've not demoed with us, come give us a look. There's a lot that's changed. Thank you for allowing us to be here, and we'll see you at lunch.